All right. Morning, good night, good afternoon, or whatever time it is you're watching this. It is your host with the most, Dioraz, and we are here for a little midweek yap sesh. None too crazy, none too crazy. Just some to unwind. Hump day. Should we have bad game mind chat? Huh? That watch streak reach bad game mind is currently on a 20 stream streak. Damn. Yo, everybody W's in chat for no, do a little W in chat for bad gamer, bro. Everybody drop some W's for bad gamer. We have Luffy Leah in the chat. How everybody doing? How's the week been treating everybody so far? I mean, you see the title. You know it's been treating me. It has been rough, but no pun intended, given the avatar is a dog. But it has been rough. But nothing like a little midweek yap sesh to unwind with everybody, huh? Let's should we just jump right into the Wordle? Let's see what I have for the Wordle today. Alright. As always, we start with Ouija. Just to get a lot of vowels out of the way. And I spelt it wrong. Bad start to the Wordle, everybody. Okay, the only thing we got is an O. Let's see what else we could get. Okay, it has an O, it has an E. We do not know the right spots, but that can be rectified. This is now leopard has an A in it. Yeah, figured. Now has the yeah, is the music good? Is the audio too loud? Is it overpowering my voice, or is it fine? Let me know in chat. On a 3-win streak in the new champion season. Damn. Not bad, not bad. I haven't played any of the ladder just yet. I'll get to it. I'll get to it at some point once I, a bit loud. Turn that down a little bit. Alright, there we go. How's it now? Fantastic. Now the Pokemon Jazz. How are the Pokemon Jazz? Okay, nope. This is definitely not it. It's the best kind of, yeah, it's phenomenal Jazz. Oh, wait. Hold on. Aha. Nigga, what? I thought I did something with Grove. I really thought I did something with Grove. Okay, maybe the word starts with E? I really did think I cooked, bro. I really did think that. Man, the word, bro, the wordle is tough, bro. Ah. Okay, wait. O either is the last letter or the second to last letter. I just realized that. I cannot. Can I think of a word that starts with E and ends with O? This is rough. I'm just doing this to see if I can get some letters. Okay, hold on. Well, we got a lot of letters. Hold on. All we need is one. All we need is one more. And we know E have to be. Okay, E is either in the mid, like, is either here or here. Can you see my mouse? I always forget. Oh, we are Raven in chat. Yo, what's going on, Raven? How we living? How we doing? How the week treating you so far? Alright. Okay, we have E, M, O, D. I need a new throat. Whoa. Whoa. Hey, yo, that nigga say throat had too much wear and tear on it. He need a new one. That nigga say throat worn out. What happened to your throat? Stick. That nigga pay throat to work, bro. And I thought I had a rough week. I thought my week was tough. Nigga been clocking in at the throat factory. This nigga. Hey yo. Oh, this nigga said mode. I will do modes just to check. No, it's definitely not that. I guess we could do it just to... Nah, because the position of the... No. This is bad. This is bad. Been coughing too damn much? Damn. Guess some Mucinex. Yeah, get a little Mucinex, bro. Oh, I thought that you were suggesting that's the word. My bad. Alright, hold on. Okay. We know O is either the last letter or the second to last letter. We know E is either the second letter or the letter after the second letter. We need some letters in the right spot. That is what messing we up right now. You think it ends in OM? Alright, hold on. Let me play with that idea then. OM. Okay. Let's say it ends in OM. Then we need... So then maybe it starts with D. E goes here. For X for mystery letter, OM. What could we replace X with to make a word then? What do we replace X with here to make our word? Alternatively, E could be here. And then the mystery letter is the second letter. No. We're not Googling. We're not Googling. We gotta figure this out. Huh? How many of us that have in chat right now? If we put we heads together, we could definitely figure it out. Could also end in M-O. Could it be demon? I fucking bro. That the type of time when I was on with this fucking Wordle, bitch. I was on demon time, nigga. Yeah. Yeah. Holy shit, well done. Yeah. Is that the goat? No. Clearly Raven is the goat. That nigga been painting work with the throat. I honestly thought it was that from the jump. Hey, that's why he is the goat. There's Raven death throat over here, bro. Alright, we on to the noodle. We on to the noodles. Let's see what we can do with the noodle. Alright, let's do 92. But it's an insane name. He earned it. That nigga been working the throat. I do 92 plus, I don't know, plus 2 minus 1. No, that's too much. That is 9. Okay, hold on. Yeah, hold on. Let me do it this way though. 9 plus 1 minus 2. Hold on, we have to use a higher number. Let me do 12 plus 4 minus 3. That's a Decepticon name, right? Raven Death Throat. That'd be a fucking wild ass Decepticon, bro. Let's do plus 2. It's 5. Right? Now, this way, we get a lot of numbers out the way. This way, we'll get a lot of numbers out the way. Why did I enter? Okay. We have 2 in the right spot. We have a minus in the right spot. I think this might be the strat. To do like a very long one. That might be the strat, Loki. Okay, so it's a 1-digit answer. We have 2. We have a minus. We have a equal. No. I feel like this has to have another thing in it, maybe. I feel like it's very possible because this is a very long string of numbers to have nothing in between it. Okay, so it's. Do we think it's multiplication or division? Whatever it is, it needs to equal a 1-digit number. Alright, hold on. Let's think. $32 divided by, I don't know. Or we could divide 32 by. That's a good division for 32. Let's do 4 minus. What's that number we haven't used here? Can't use 5. No 590 thing. Divided by 4 minus. I do minus 8 equals 0. I feel like that a little wacky, but we will use up a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, you said mine. Alright, hey, great minds. Okay. Alright, yo, we are bro, I'm fucking cooked. Am I Raekwon, bitch? Cause I might be a chef, nigga. Yo. We did it. This was fucking, bro, this might be the cleanest Wordle we did yet. Yo, this might be the cleanest Wordle we did yet. Well done, thank you, bro. W's in chat. W's in chat. This was a team effort by everyone. This was actually, I thought this was going to take us longer. This was actually a very, it was very well done. Imagine if you had fucked. I wouldn't pay past myself. Alright, where we are? 23 minutes. Okay, let's do the Pokeduku. Should we do the Pokeduku? I will do the Pokeduku and maybe get into some clips a little yapping. If anybody have any conversation or like topics they want me to talk about, you can go ahead and bring it up right now. Like, you don't have that loaded up because we're doing this and then we're moving into the real yapping. Alright, ground flying. Immediately my mind goes to Lando. Oh, Unova is one of the options. Ta-da. Alright. Ground flying will either be Gliscor or like one of the Landos, maybe. Ground rock. What's that good ground rock type? And then we have a mega evolved. You know, let me go with Swampert. Because I'm seeing hella Swamperts on. I'm seeing hella mega Swamperts on Showdown right now. So I'm mega put. A mega evolved psychic type. Let me do mega Metacam. Cheap, bro. Metacam so trash that nigga not even. Oh, they just put the name first, then the mega. Okay. Weird. There we go. A mega evolve Unovan. We could go with Scolipede. We could go with Ordino. Is there Chandelure? With Chandelure. Yeah. A rock psychic type. We have rock psychic types in the game. Is Lunala and not Lunala, Lunatone and Soul Rock. There we go. Alright. And a psychic flying type. Immediately Sigilyph comes to mind. I know you're done with the World Cup, but you hear the discourse with the suspension of the red card team, America also. Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter now because they get 4. Who knocked them out? Was it Belgium? They get 4-1 by Belgium. So I guess it doesn't matter, but it is. And you know what the thing is? That sort of thing probably happens a lot. But only Trump is arrogant enough to broadcast it. You know what I mean? Trump is like the serial killer who keeps going back to the scene of the crime. Why the fuck would he admit that he did that? You know what I mean? He's the only person arrogant enough to be like, yeah, I'm rigging it, so what? People saying he served the suspension still because he ain't do nothing. I didn't watch the match, but I mean, for them to lose... If that was the best player and they lost 4-1, clearly. You know what I mean? No, but it is very funny. Posted that on TikTok. Alright, we'll check it out. Yeah. Also, I mean, did we see that politician from Paraguay like going on that racist rant about Mbappe? I also hope I'm saying his name right. I don't just say Mbappe for the M. I don't know if that's how you to say it. That's how I had to say it. Racist ass bitch, yeah. And then when he clapped back at her with a very reasonable, very measured response, she was talking about, oh, I'll sue you for gender-based violence. What the fuck? She demands an apology. Bro, these people out of fucking hand, bro. And you know the funny thing is, after she not only did she start it, he had a very reasonable response to it. He didn't call her out her name in any crazy way. He did, you know what I mean? And the Argentina fans was being racist to Speed yesterday. I saw that as well. That shit, bro. It insane to me that it have black people supporting Argentina knowing just how racist they are, bro. Yeah, I could never back Argentina as a team knowing just how racist the country is, you know? I don't know, man. It's an evil world we living in. I feel like it's so messed up too that something like the World Cup, which is supposed to be, you know, uniting people, showing just how much division it's still have in the world. It really sad. It really is genuinely very sad. Looking at the history from 1945, I could see why they're racist. Yeah. No, but, I mean, still, though, you know what I mean? Still, bro. Fuck. I don't know. Just everything, like... And the politician from... She comes out and she's like, I come from a generation where it's normal to call people these sorts of things. So what, bitch? Oh, I'm gonna call she a bitch. She'll sue me for gender-based discrimination. Bunch of natives went Argentina and Uruguay. Nazis. Yeah. And the only reason they were like, so many of them were able to go there was because they were like purposefully bringing in a lot of European immigrants to try and whiten up the country, which is in of itself very fucking crazy. Was that good ground rock type? Fuck. Yeah, everything about it is just... It's very sad. It's very sad that the World Cup, something that's supposed to bring everybody together, plagued by so much bullshit, so much racism and shit. But, I mean, what you gonna do? That's the way of the world, right? That's the way of the world. And the best part is, if you didn't know, France is Argentina's biggest op right now. Bro, at this point, I want anybody to send Argentina. I'm not even invested in the World Cup like that anymore. I just want anybody to send Argentina home at this point. Bro, but my hopes and dreams riding on the wings of Mbappe right now to send home Argentina. Who's that ground rock? Is Onyx ground rock or is he pure rock? Is that the best part? Yeah. No, I really hope Mbappe send them home, bro. Is Onyx a ground rock type? Am I tripping? France plays Morocco tomorrow. Alright. That's the wordle. Let's see the stats. Most common, Sigalith, Gigalith, Garchomp, Onyx. Yeah, I figured out get Onyx would be the most common. Who's the least common? Larvitar. Oh, I forget Larvitar is part ground. And guess what's special? I saw that it was is all the referees is like French, right? Not French, from Argentina, right? Yeah, they're going to hold the fuck out of France in that game, bro. They're going to have to play. They would have to play a pristine game, and even then, they go and like fudge the VAR footage. Alright. Bro, I again, anybody, just anybody send Argentina home, them racist fucks. Bro, I'm praying to God right now that somebody send them bastards home. Honestly, I mean, the way it going, bro. The way it going, they just be handing out fouls and free kicks like fucking candy to this nigga. Free candy, nigga. Free candy, nigga. I'm praying to Satan one of us had to get through. Hey, yo, hey, I rebuke it. I rebuke it, nigga. That might be a bit much. That might be too much, nigga. Yo, somebody check on bad game on this nigga wild. This nigga, whoa. Somebody check on bad gamer, bro. Let me do some TikToks.
So apparently, if you grow up in Europe so poor you never know where your next meal is coming from, you do what any normal 14-year-old would do. You decide the only way out is to leave the country. So you raise 15,000 euro by yourself through scholarships and donations and move to the US alone to finish high school in a language you can't yet speak. And every adult in your life tells you you're being irresponsible. You learn English anyway.
Is this Ariana Grande? Hold on. Is this Ariana Grande?
And instead of going home, you keep going. You spend a year in Mexico learning Spanish. You travel across Eastern Europe until you.
I thought that was Ariana Grande, like before some plastic surgery or something.
You save up just enough for a 150 euro one-way ticket to Australia, become an au pair, and then a pandemic locks you down, and you lose every cent of your savings because your own home country shut its borders to its own citizens. So you get stuck in Ireland for a year. Then you move to Iceland to work in a remote village to rebuild your savings. You fly back to Mexico and hitchhike all the way to Panama. You get your scuba license in Honduras because it's the cheapest place on earth to do it and also happens to be the world's murder capital. You make it to Peru where you volunteer at an orphanage for 2 months, get terribly sick, but still keep going. You travel North Africa and the Middle East for 2 months on 200 euro, and the adults back home are still telling you you're irresponsible. So you hitchhike over 40 countries solo. You visit India 3 times.
Bro, that hitchhiking shit, I don't know how people... I'm a man, and I would never... I would have to be on the verge of death and desperately need a ride somewhere to hitchhike. She has genuinely lived like 3 lives. Definitely. I mean, it worked out for her, clearly. That hitchhiking shit is not for me, bro. Fuck. I mean, good for her, though. I do not have... She had bigger balls than me. I would not have done even a quarter of this shit.
Months crossing Africa on public transportation by yourself, and now people are telling you you're a failure because you still haven't gone to university. So you sleep in airports, you sleep in cars, you couch surf in over 50 countries, you get malaria, you get bedbugs 12 times, you get your whole backpack stolen which contains everything you own, you get chased by a hippo, you get held at borders for 8 hours in the middle of the night, you cry in public in probably more than 60 countries, you run out of money on 3 different continents, you learn quickly that being a solo female traveler means men will try things in every country, and you keep going anyway. And every time you come up for air,
but that shit I'm saying, bro. As a man, I'd be scared to be solo. I don't know how she does it.
Telling you you're throwing your life away. So you just keep going. You come back to the US, you sleep in the trunk of a Camry for over a month to afford exploring it. You get your green card. You visit.
Why'd she have to sleep in the trunk? She couldn't sleep in the backseat?
43 states, 90 plus countries, 11 years, never moved back. My name is Jackie, I'm 26, and I'm still figuring out how far this goes.
I'm 26, and I'm stuck, and I have a little bullshit job and streaming to 4 people on our Wednesday afternoon. So I walked Universal alone. I was watching my ass every 5 seconds. Yeah, it's a scary world out there, but I'm glad it's working out for her. I mean, I wish I had the balls to do this. You know, I mean, that sort of thing. She clearly living life to the fullest. You know, but bro, I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for her, but things could have gone really bad for her at any moment. You know. Um.
ولاد الكلب بيرموا علينا بيره لما احنا دخلنا جوان ما عملناش فيهم حاجه اول ما هم جابوا جول وتعادلوا بيرموا علينا بيره بصوا
I think they did this after Cape Verde get eliminated as well, right? Every time I see something about Argentina, it makes me hate the country a little bit more.
بصوا البنك الوسخه
Everything I see about Argentina from this World Cup makes me hate the country a little bit more. Cause what the fuck are we doing here? Yeah, bro, fuck Argentina, nigga. Let's see who else we have. Jesus, this is our large baby. What the hold on. My 1-year-old is officially sleep. Nigga, this nigga is not one. What the fuck? Why this nigga not get this nigga a job application immediately? What the fuck? This nigga bigger than me.
All I just ask
This
is
big
not
strong.
take me for a bomb, see, though. That child could never be one.
What the fuck? Is that grown man? Bro, somebody get this nigga a job application.
2 children older than that child. One is 2, next one is 9 going on 10. Guess which one of them bigger? None. None of them bigger. I see that man renewing his license last week in licensing, you know. I see that youth man lineman on the avenue last week Friday. When somebody refer to you as man child, this is exactly what I mean. First time I see a king size crib. Which part making them size pampers to fit he boy? Small man is wearing size 12 sneakers, huh? Is a 2-liter bottle of tea, you know. Cause he's so big, he could hold it in one hand. How he mother lifting he up? This grown man watching you doing so.
Yeah, no, that's a, that really is a grown
Favorite
man,
part about
nigga.
doing the dishes
Why did I scroll down? What the fuck is this?
is the
Yo, no. What the fuck? Is his mom giving him protein breast milk? I don't know what she do. Whatever she doing, I need some, nigga. I trying to get back in shape right now. Wherever he training pro. But that would need to make that nigga a fucking a personal trainer at the gym, bitch. I saw this, bro. I saw this. Damn. I mean, they didn't win, but you know what I mean? And I way to won, bro. I was genuinely so happy for them. Yeah. No, I will be honest with genuinely, I was inspired a little bit by Vozina, bro. I mean, you know what I mean? To how to be working as an electrician and a bus driver. Sorry, to make ends meet. And then at how old is he? 40 something? To make it to the World Cup at 40 something. I mean, it never too late, clearly. It never too late, bro. If you really give it your all. They never lost that game in 90 minutes. Sounds like a win to me. Yeah, also, I feel like I was watching back some like videos, like some camera angles and stuff from the match. Low key, bro, the referee was holding the fuck out them niggas. There was cutting Argentina a lot of slack with the calls. Shout out to Cape Verde, shout out to Vozina. The pop a hell of a fight in the World Cup, bro. Some respect. Yeah, fuck Argentina, nigga. That's all I had to say. See what this one is. Damn, this one taking the time to load. Hold on, I'm gonna close some stuff off. That'll help it. There we go. There we go. Let me see this clip. Damn! What the fuck? Yo! Yo! You know what? This guy right here in the hat, here's how I know. Here's how I know he was really genuinely scared. Because he didn't even fake an injury. Do you know the kind of lawsuit you could get? Is this in America? Because you know Americans very litigative. Litigative, yeah, as you would. Nigga, I'd have been on the ground fucking holding my knee, the back of my neck. Bro, I'd have faked so many injuries from this. I wouldn't even move out and let part of the fucking roof hit me. Do you know the kind of payout you could get for this sort of thing? That's what this nigga was scared shitless. I know he went home and was reviewing the footage like, fuck! How can I get paid for this? That nigga went home and reviewed the footage. Was like, God damn. That nigga was in the locker room pissed off, bro. No, but that wild, son. That is crazy. What was the thing you wanted me to react to? Bad Gamer. Which one was it? Was it this one?
So you don't know how Donald Trump may have just cheated the US into the semi-finals of the Football World Cup, but you don't want to look like a thicky dum-dum in front of all your mates. Here's a quick rundown before you undermine the integrity of an entire sport as well. So on Wednesday, this man, US star striker Folarin Balogun, was given a red card for standing on the ankle of a player from Bosnia and Herzegovina. We've all been there. Punishment for the admittedly harsh red card was a one-game ban, which happens to be the same punishment that the other 11 players who have also received red cards this tournament have had to endure. But wait, is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a crusty orange ballsack who didn't like the decision because Folarin Balogun is the US's best player. So Donald Trump called FIFA 3 times to get them to overturn the one-game ban for Folarin, which they did.
You know there was like at the office, and I was like, is this... The phone rings, and like, who the fuck? Is it Trump again? You know what I mean? That's how I like to imagine like these people dealing with it. It was like, is this nigga, is he, hello? No, we not banning him. That was the first one. By the third time, I was like, nigga, he's gonna go and stop calling. Just let him have it. 3 times is crazy. And that's probably the 3 times they picked up. You know, he probably had like 4 or 5 times it was like screening the call. They probably had Do Not Disturb on. Fucking ridiculous.
Sunday, just in time for the US's game against Belgium tonight. Now, if you're thinking, surely it can't be that easy for a shriveled orange testicle to manipulate an organisation as big as FIFA into doing exactly what he wants, don't forget that the president of FIFA is this man, Gianni Infantino, who last December invented a peace prize called the FIFA Peace Prize to award to Donald Trump after the wig-wearing bellend didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize.
And the third one was the ball cut they call Infantino. I don't know who Infantino is. Oh, is it like this guy?
Now, aside from being given an exclusive VIP area up Trump's anus, Gianni Infantino may have been persuaded to
Oh, there we
overturn
go.
Florin's one-game ban for a number of reasons. One of those reasons could be that this World Cup has allowed FIFA to double its profits to $13 billion. The other reason might be that since being awarded the FIFA Peace Prize in December, Donald Trump has either kidnapped or assassinated presidents and leaders that piss him off. So not only is this Trumpty Dumpty debacle the second time in World Cup history that a red card has been overturned, it also brings the entire...
Yeah, that nigga. It really, you know what? It feels like I'll bet dealing with Trump is like, if you ever babies, you know, like when you're babysitting and like the child keeps trying to do some bullshit and you're like, no, you know, and then you do that like 4 or 5 like they're climbing, like they're trying to climb the counter or something, they're climbing the cupboard, and you're like, you'll get hurt, and then like by the 5th time you're like, alright, fuck it, nigga, fall, I don't care, you know what I mean? They're like messing with shit. You're like, alright, well, fuck it, go ahead and play with the chemicals, I don't care. That's probably exactly what it does feel like dealing with Trump. The first couple times, like, you know, Mr. President, really, we can't do that. And he's like, I'm the president, I can do what I want. And they're like, sir, please, it's time for your nap. I don't want to nap. Melania says I'm a big boy, and big boys don't nap. And then by the third, I'm like, alright, fuck it then. Fuck it. We don't care. Doing what? That's what I think that should have to be like. Jesus Christ, bro. Fuck that nigga for real, yo. And then he talked about it publicly. This nigga have no decorum, bro. If you go and rig some shit, lie about it. Why does everybody have a Trump impression in the back? Because this nigga, you can't go 5 minutes without hearing him ramble on some bullshit. I feel like it ingrained in people's mind now. You know, it's like fucking, it's like how everybody know, like Morgan Freeman. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows what that nigga sound like. Also, I feel like a lot of Trump is less of the voice and more the cadence. So you don't even have to be good at like voice acting to do it. You just have to have like a proper cadence for it. It's just the manner in which he does speak, you know? Let's see what this is.
In English, the animal in the field has one name. The meat on your plate has another. Cow becomes beef. Pig becomes pork.
Right.
Sheep becomes mutton. Calf becomes veal. Deer
Okay.
becomes venison. No other major European language splits them this cleanly. Only English. And there's a date attached to it. October 14th, 1066.
Getting educational
the Battle
with
of
it.
Hastings. William the Conqueror sailed from Normandy, defeated the Anglo-Saxon King Harold, and dropped a French-speaking aristocracy into the English throne. For the next 3 centuries, England ran on 2 languages, one stacked on top of the other. The peasants in the field spoke Old English. The nobles in the manor spoke Norman French. The courts, the crown, the law, all of it in French. English itself went underground for 300 years, and the cow stayed in the field, tended by an Anglo-Saxon farmhand who called it coo. By the time it reached the Lord's table, it had become boeuf. 2 languages, 2 words, 1 animal, divided by who had to clean up after it and who got to eat it. Same with pig and pork, sheep and mutton, calf and veau. The Saxon words stayed in the
that
garden.
kinda cool.
Moved into the kitchen, and the wall between them has never come down. You can read the entire class system of medieval England off a menu. Roast venison, a lord's dinner. Mutton stew, Norman word. Norman table. Beef Wellington, Saxon livestock wearing a Norman name. Around 10,000 French words flooded into the English in those 3 centuries, and today, close to a third of your everyday vocabulary traces back to French. Every time you order beef instead of cow, you're speaking the language of the people who won the battle. That's what language really is. History nobody bothered to debate. If digging that history out of everyday words is your idea of fun, that's exactly what Airlearn is for.
I feel you know what my version of this is. Hold on, let me think on. It was so it is very interesting, and it does explain it very well why it happens. I think my version of that was, and I'm not very religious, but you know, I try to read the Bible from time to time. Now, in the Bible, there's a figure called Nimrod. Because of, like, you know, the Looney Tunes, and I guess just general, you know, culture, you know, the way we just use the word Nimrod, I thought Nimrod meant someone who was very stupid. So when I read the part of the Bible where this nigga came in, hold on, damn, did we get disconnected? Oh, are we back? Then we get disconnected for a second. Anyways, yeah. Right. Elmer Fudd was failing to capture bugs. And so Daffy comes up to him and is like, oh, hold on. Let me... The stream messing up. Give me 1 second before I continue this story. I don't wait for people to filter back in, I guess. Give me 1 second, folks. And just, you know, put things straight. Alright, is everything all good? Had no clue venison was there. Yeah, I feel like there is the only like wild meat I would consider eating, the only like game meat. You know? Anyways, yeah. The point of the story is Daffy calls Elmer Fudd my little Nimrod after he fails to catch bugs. Of course, in the Bible, Nimrod is a hunter, right? So he's calling Elmer Fudd a hunter. But because it was children who obviously wouldn't be overly familiar with the Bible watching the show, they just assume Nimrod meant stupid or, you know, incapable, right? Or incompetent, I should say. And that's how culturally the name Nimrod came to be synonymous with stupid or incompetent. That's my version of what this lady, you know, entomology lesson. Alright, let's see what else we have. And isn't that very interesting? Alright, let's try this. Please, hold on. This is... I think this is sad. I think this is sad music territory. It just keeps getting worse and worse for PlayStation fans. All Sony ponies come to the front of the chat. We have bad news. All Sony ponies be present and accounted for. PlayStation updated its terms of service in April 2026, and Section 21 outlines how inactive PSN accounts may be closed. If a PSN account remains inactive for 36 months, Sony may begin the account closure process. The account holder will receive an email notification and has 6 months to sign in or request that the account remain active. If no action is taken and the account is closed, access to PlayStation Network service will end. Any digital purchases tied to that account, including games, DLC, and other digital content, will no longer be accessible. I mean, come the fuck on. They can't keep getting away with this. They want to go all digital. And also, now grant, 36 months is a long time. But really, you should be able to go years without accessing your account. And as long as you've paid for shit, you should be able to get it back. This right here is a fucking travesty what's happening. Genuinely. It's not right. And for this to be for people to notice this after they already announced that they're planning to go all digital. Is there no level? Is there no low too low for Sony to stoop to? Because this is a fucking shame. This is a fucking shame. How you feeling about this in chat? We have any Sony ponies in chat? Oh hey, we are Ashta in chat. What's going on, Ashta? We just doing some reacts, you know, a little midweek stream. You came kind of at the tail end of it. I'm planning on wrapping up around like 8, a little bit after. But I'm glad you're here though. I appreciate you coming through. You missed most of it. But hey, better late than never. But yeah, this is have you seen this news story? But we'll just cover in this news right here. This is oh, and I guess technically speaking, there's always the VOD. True, you could always check out the YouTube channel for the VOD. This technically happened, I guess, before the news that it was going all digital, right? Because this is in April. I guess people only notice now after they start looking into the situation more. I don't know. With every passing day, it's becoming harder and harder to justify purchasing a console. And I will say, I did not, with the way the year started, with everything that happened with Nintendo, I did not think they would be the best choice in our console war right now. But it's starting to feel, is that crazy to say? That Nintendo is currently the best choice of our console? 3 years is a long time, but soon it won't be 3 years, it'll be like 8 months, yeah. The thing is, to me, the amount of time is irrelevant. It's the principle of the matter, right? If you purchase something, you're supposed to have access to it for life. I feel like. It's the principle of it more than anything else. That would be like if I bought, like, you know what I mean? Think about anything. If you buy something, just because you haven't used it doesn't give somebody the right to come into your house and just take it. You know? Definitely not crazy. I've been saying that since I bought my Switch. Yeah, I think, I mean, of all the consoles right now, I think the Switch really is the best option. It's the cheapest option, and I guess this is dependent on how much you like Nintendo. But they have exclusives coming. The announcements for games was a little slow, but they're bringing exclusives. They have Splatoon. They announced the new Pokemon. It's only they have a Mario Kart. They have Donkey Kong. It's only a matter of time before a new Legend of Zelda and a new 3D Mario come out. So they have the exclusives. I don't know. And also you have the luxury of it being both a portable console, like a handheld, and you could play it docked. Nintendo may actually compared to the competitors, they might actually be bringing some heat. Soon you won't be able to buy any game without being part of a subscription. I'm telling you right now. I'm pirating games if they do that. I'm telling you now. If they make it so, if they make everything like the Game Pass, I'm pirating games. I'm not doing it. They can't make me. And you know the thing is, and I feel like this is something that's so like frustrating about how the world works. Because Game Pass, you can't play any online game on Xbox without a Game Pass subscription. Hey man, multiplayer games have been going downhill for a while. I will be perfectly content just pirating single player games. It is ridiculous though. But the thing is, it's so frustrating to me that something that could be so good. Because I think, as an option, not as it being the only thing, as another alternative, Xbox Game Pass isn't bad. It's basically Netflix for games. If there are games that you want to try but don't want to buy, Xbox Game Pass isn't a terrible deal. Or it wasn't before they started upping the price and like shifting around where you could and can't play based on like the tier of your subscription. But Xbox Game Pass as an option was very decent before they started fucking it up. Like if I didn't have like a full-time job and I had like more time at home, I would like definitely use it. Like, alright, if you buy like a month's worth of it, right? And then you get to play like 3-4 games on it. Games that you don't care to replay, so you don't need to own it. You got a great value. Said exactly, I used to love it, yeah. The value for it was very good. They're kind of shooting themselves in the foot with it now. Which I guess is what Xbox does best, right? I mean, same with Nintendo. I can't believe with PlayStation. PlayStation saw all the heat Nintendo was getting for game keycards and then went, let's kick it up a notch. Or do they hate game keycards? Let's see how much they hate our entire digital console. And these companies, they won't stop. Console gaming is dying, yeah. These companies won't stop until people have no choice but to like not buy the stuff. I say this all the time. I say this all the time. Industries keep like making the product worse, keep making the service worse compared to the quality of the product, compared to the price, I mean, and then being surprised when the industry dies. Soon you won't be able to get a console, you'll buy access to cloud gaming. I mean, but that's what's happening with everything. Everything these days is you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Look at the housing market in most places. In most places, most people are renting and they could barely afford to do that. They don't want us to own anything. They want us always and I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I genuinely think they want us constantly hanging on by a fucking thread so they could just sway us any which way they like. Because I mean, and this is my thing. You see, this like lab grown meat and food they're trying to do. This is the next big like act of like control they want to try and put on us. Because as soon as they get and I think some of it already is FDA approved. Let me Google this just to fact check it. Hold on. Let me Google this. They are growing milk in our lab. They have lab grown milk. They are trying to kill us. I don't know the science. I'm not gonna lie to you. Here come the vegans. No, but like, even vegans can't even drink this because I think they say they're using like animal cells to do it. So vegans can't even have it. Vegans can't even have this shit. Lab grown milk. How the fuck do you grow milk, bitch? They are trying to fucking kill us. Unreal milk. Here come the biotech bros. No, but listen. I'm no scientist and I'm no health nut. But lab grown milk is fucking insane. Lab grown milk just sounds it does. We taking it too far. And you know what's going to happen? Here comes cyberpunk food. Here comes the cyberpunk food. Soon you're going to have to be fucking chromed up like Adam Smasher to enjoy a meal. Have you seen Snowpiercer where they was doing like the nutrient bricks? That's what they're going to want us to eat. They're going to want us to eat nutrient bricks soon. And here's what's going to happen. Real food, because rich people not going to eat lab-grown meat. Real people, yeah, with the cockroaches, exactly, bro. Real people not going to eat lab-grown meat and drink lab-grown. They're going to get the real stuff. They just go and price it so crazy that the average Joe Schmo can't afford it. The Chris Evans movie. Although I'm sure I haven't seen the series, but I'm sure they do it in the series as well. Literally real water from Cyberpunk, yeah. We are... Do you remember the Lorax movie? That's what the fuck they're going to do. They're going to start selling us candy after the fuck the environment up. I'm not drinking unreal milk. This is insanity. And you know what the thing is too? You can't even avoid this by not drinking the... Because, okay, alright. They'll have it on the packaging, right? This is unreal milk. Here's how they're going to get us. They'll start... Brands, right, will start using this shit instead of actual milk because it's cheaper. So now, you don't even have to just look out for milk. You have to look out for cookies, chocolate, anything that made with milk. You need to check the packaging to see if they use real milk or lab-grown milk. If it were up to me, the people doing this shit would be lined up in the streets and shot. If it were up to me, the people who funded lab-grown milk would be lined up in the streets on their knees, right? And I wouldn't shoot them. I would get one of their family members to pull the trigger. That is the only punishment. Lab-grown milk? What are we doing? What the fuck is happening right now? I mean, Jesus Christ. Guess what we're also running out of? Oil. Oh, don't even get me started on running out of oil, bro. It's also like a terabyte for PlayStation. Yeah, that was funny as shit, bro. It broke. No, but I'm being so real right now. This sort of thing will not stop until there's an African proverb. If enough, and I'm paraphrasing, if enough spiders unite, they could even tie up a lion. Being a history major has me mad depressed. I imagine it would. Because the whole point of history, the whole point of learning history, is so that we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. And every day people refuse to learn from history. Even recent history, people refuse to learn from. You know, I could only imagine what I would do to your psyche. But the lab-grown $59? No. What? You'd have to be on the Forbes list to afford that subscription, nigga. The fuck? I don't even read the news anymore. Me either. I just be... I hate to admit it, but I just be like skipping past, like when I'm on Instagram or like social media, I be skipping past videos of tragedies. I can't take anymore. Isn't Forbes owned by like China? I didn't even know that. I had no clue. Hold on, let me check that right now. Forbes is primarily owned by Hong Kong-based investment. Okay, it is. Yeah, it is. Wow. Yeah, but every day is some new tragedy. Every day is some new instance of racism, some new instance of misogyny, some new instance of just general hatred for your fellow human, bro. While the only people who should be getting the hate directed against them are safe in their ivory towers looking down on us with scorn and amusement. Every day. Every day there's some white guy who hates immigrants or black people and blaming them for Medicaid being gone when really it's rich billionaires fucking him. And I think that's a goddamn shame. Every day there's some incel mad at women when in all actuality he should be upset that he had to work on... They want us to work until we're fucking 85 and could barely fucking make it up the driveway. That is what they want, but no, you're mad at women, bro. Alright. It had women who mad at men. Very same thing happening to them. There ain't even a good past to hold on to, yeah. I don't know where the fuck we want to be in the next couple of years. But it's not looking bright. It's not looking bright. I hate to say it. I hope I'm wrong, but the future does not look bright. Said this shit sucks. I could live like the Na'vi. That you know the crazy thing about that? Even the Na'vi wasn't safe, bro, because humans still found that way to fuck it up. Na'vi life pre-RDA, yeah. I don't know, man. I'll tell you what. I don't know a lot. I don't know a lot. I'll tell you one thing I do know. I'm not drinking lab-grown milk. I'll tell you that much. You had to wake up pretty early in the morning to trick me into drinking some lab-grown milk. I mean, I don't know. Fuck. Philosophy majors right now. No, it really is. So like 5 a.m. Actually, I wake up for work. I wake up at 4 a.m. I wake up at 4 a.m. to try to get some cardio in before I head off to work. So I think you'll have to wake up at least for the latest 3:30. For the latest 3:30. By 5 a.m., I'm finishing up my jump rope and hitting the showers. You will start dressing like Franz Kafka if you become a history major or a philosophy major. You know what the thing is, too? I feel like... And here's what really bothers me. I'm not that... I don't think I'm an idiot. I'm not an idiot. I don't know if you know who that is. I've heard the name before, but I've never seen a picture of them. But I've heard the name. I'm not a super genius. If anything, I'm painfully average, maybe slightly above on my best day. The fact that I have so many people walking around, I refuse to believe that people this stupid. I fully... There's that saying, don't attribute to malice where you could attribute to incompetence. I think these people malicious. I think a lot of these people maliciously stupid. I think there's a lot of people who could see what's happening, but because they don't want to admit they was wrong, or because they prefer because ignorance is bliss, I think they're being maliciously stupid. Because I'm not intelligent enough for there to be so many people dumber than me. There's definitely some stupid people. Don't make no mistake, Ash. I know there's some stupid people. But I'm saying there are some people I think we attribute incompetence to them, and they use it as a scapegoat to justify. You know what I mean? And then it's herd mentality, and then they bunker down with the herd. Yeah. I think some of these people, don't get me wrong, I think they are dumb, but I don't think they are as stupid as we make them out to be. Yeah, I say Clavicular. Clavicular is a good example. Clavicular is not an unintelligent individual in the sense of he understands what he doing is crazy. He just can't break the shackles. And that is why he has so much hatred towards different groups of people. Because it's an internalized thing with him. He knows he shouldn't be hitting himself in the face with a hammer. He knows he shouldn't be microdosing meth. He knows he shouldn't be on steroids from such a young age. But that internalized hatred in him causing him to act out and do crazy shit. He's heavily autistic and figured out looks max and makes him likable, but it doesn't. It makes him appealing to a certain demographic of people who are also like him. But he is deeply insane. I wonder if I could find this video. I wonder if I could find this video. If I could find this. This is not the one, bro. There's a video of him and he's walking down the street in this very expensive suit. And he's like looking around to see if anybody is noticing him. And you get the insecurity. You know what it is, right? Let me draw this like. It's like those and the girls don't give a fuck. That's the very one. That's the one I'm talking about. And this is what I mean. Is like he knows exactly what's going on. He just can't accept it. And that's what happens with a lot of these people. I'm sure there are a ton of people there are a ton of people who realize that the way they are is wrong, and they just refuse to acknowledge it out loud because they don't want to be different. And then we act like, oh, this person is racist because they're ignorant or because they're stupid. They're not. They know exactly what they're doing. They just don't want to change. And us calling them stupid is really as... Because here's the thing with calling somebody stupid, and I know I'm a little bit all over the place with this rant. When you call somebody stupid, you, to a certain extent, are relieving them of their accountability for a situation. Because if someone does something wrong, but it's due to ignorance or not knowing better, to a certain extent, it's almost like you're absolving them of it. It's like you don't expect that child to do the right thing every time because they don't know any better. Right? You just punish a child for doing the wrong thing when you've already corrected their behavior and you know that they know better. By constantly saying, these people too dumb, these people dumb, they don't know, blah, 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 you're almost absolving them of having to take responsibility for their actions because you're assuming that they are too stupid to do so. This is why I don't like automatically just calling people stupid. You can't blame everything on them being stupid. They know better. There are very few grown adults walking around who don't know better. And that's my whole thing. We need to start attributing a lot of things to malice rather than incompetence. That is my 2 cents on it anyways. A lot of it is malice and a lot of it is simply a lack of regard for the fellow human. People only care when things hit close to home. One thing though is that he kind of keeps getting proven right because people keep using looks to prove he's being bested. Like the judge thing and the ASU frat thing, and then it causes him to double down on it. No, the issue is he's not even being proven right. I think that, in my opinion, I think that's just people meeting him where he's at. It's kind of like if... It's like, alright, let's take like Mike Tyson, right? You wouldn't challenge Mike Tyson to a game of football. You wouldn't challenge Mike Tyson to a game of basketball if you wanted to prove a point, right? Because that is not what Mike Tyson does. Mike Tyson is a boxer. If you want to prove something to Mike Tyson, you have to box him. I think when they do that shit, it's almost their way of saying, look, this is what your whole identity revolves around. This is your whole brand. This is your whole thing. And you can't even be the best. You're losing at this too. On top of everything else, your own philosophy that you live in your life according to, you still can't even succeed in that realm. I think that's the point. You know? But it is a confirmation bias thing for him. Because a lot of people criticize him for his views and the way he approaches situations. But to him, he'll always spin it to be like, look, boxing is the most important thing. And therefore it keeps getting worse. It does. It does. It definitely does. I don't know. I think to someone like him, no matter what you do, he'll spin it to mean whatever is convenient for him then. I think. Because I just sort of person, if you go that far down that rabbit hole to be doing meth and hitting your face with a hammer, there's nothing you could do for that person, I think. Only they could pull themselves out from that hole. But there's a very important point to what you're saying though, Ashta. Because people, like the fact that people like constantly meeting him at his level is part of, you know what I mean? You're not supposed to roll in the mud with a pig. So you are correct in that regard. They're not supposed to be stupid to his level to try and prove some sort of point. They started with his parents. I bet it did. Because he was on steroids when he was like 13. I think. 13 or 6, when he was underage. And he said his parents is the ones who got it for him. They definitely have a part to play in this. Very irresponsible. Hey, all right, I've ranted long enough. This was a fun stream. This was like, I really appreciate everybody coming out. I would love to go longer, but I have work in the morning, so I need to go ahead and head out. And his mom keeps trying to use him as a cash cow, and his sister is doing mad stuff. Really, I didn't even know about that part. As a matter of fact, yo, if you have anytime you see like a link to like a post or like an article with that stuff, you could send it in the Discord, because I would love to. We can discuss this further on like Saturday or Sunday when I'm streaming longer. So if you have any more like stuff with that you want to react to, please do not hesitate to send it in the Discord. Yeah. Alright, I had to head out. I appreciate all the love and support. I appreciate everybody coming through. Yeah, thanks for being here. Hold on. Before I go, I'm gonna run 3 minutes. I wanna run some ads. If you guys wanna leave your device running on the ads, help me get a little revenue, that would be cool. If not, no love lost. Just being here and participating in the stream is enough. But I will be running some ads to end the stream. But yeah, I really appreciate all the love and support. Thank you for everybody who come out. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, or whatever time it is when you're watching this. It has been your host with the most, Big Raza. And I am signing out. Goodbye.